Live, finally. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Euro 2000, the shirt tournament. We've done part one with Woody. We did the first 12 group games. We did last week the second part of the groups with Trev, but this week we are joined by Russell for the knockouts and the grand final. Russell, how are we doing, mate?
Very well. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Very
Very
good,
good.
thank
Very
you,
warm.
Mr. Chineri.
Very...
No, great to see you, Russ. You're looking good, mate. Can
Yep.
you hear me
Thanks.
correctly? Can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear. Loud and
Brilliant.
clear.
Coming in from Eindhoven ahead of the final tonight.
Is that what the final was?
No, I don't
I
have
mean,
a
I should
clue.
know. Oh, well, I'm here, but I couldn't. My driver dropped me off, you see. He didn't tell me where we were going, like so. But
No,
yeah,
I think it's
if you have missed any of the previous parts, we'll give you a quick rundown of what's happened so far. So we played out Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, and this is what was the results from. So in the first quarterfinal tonight, we will have the winners of Group A, England on the left hand side there, facing Sweden, the runners up from Group B. We'll go pan straight down. So the winners from Group C, Yugoslavia, will face the winners of the runners up of Group D, France, and the winner of each of those two games will meet each other in the semi-finals. We'll pan over to the right-hand side of the tournament. The winners of Group B, Italy, will face the runners up of Group A, Germany, and then below they will face in the semi-final the winners of Group D, the Netherlands, who will play the runners up of Group C, which was quite a surprise, which was Spain. Does that all make sense to everyone?
absolutely not.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not fucking explaining it again, so tough shit. Right. Before we actually get into it, gentlemen, we have a bit of a dilemma. So, Sweden and England, they're all right because their kits don't clash. Italy, Germany, we're all right there. Their kits do not clash. Yugoslavia, France, and on the other side of the bracket, Netherlands, Spain, their kits do clash. But Yugoslavia only wore their home shirt, so their away shirt cannot be worn in this tournament because we're basing it off real life events. France, however, did wear their away shirt, and they are the away team. So what do we want to do there? I want to put it to the floor. Do we want to play it fairly? Oh, well, not fair. Do we want France to wear their home shirt or their away shirt?
It's a tricky dilemma, Jake. You put in this very tough dilemma, mate. I do think that, you know, as you win a group, you go into the pot as the home team. So I think you've earned the right to have your better kit on show as your home advantage. I think that has to come into it. But maybe this is knockout football. Maybe you have to factor in the home kits as well, or the kit that's not featured, or maybe we do just play it as the pots and actually tough shit if you might have a very very good kit and actually I think that if you didn't do well enough in the groups, you should design a better kit.
You know what? I don't think Russell. Russell, do you have an egg in this, a horse in this
Um,
race, or
I'm gonna go for. Was it back in the day that teams used to toss the who wore what strip? Does that ring
that?
any bells?
That is a beautiful idea.
Oh, that is quite good
That is
actually. Yeah.
actually a perfect idea because it takes all biasness out of us three judges. It's down to pot luck. Has anyone got a coin on them?
Uh,
No, I ain't. Not on me. Hang on, I have
Russ
it. No, I did have.
Russ only has
Uh,
folding money.
Hang on, I've got a coin.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is yes.
There we
See,
go.
Dan, what are we're
20
not the brains or the
pence.
beauty behind this. Right, Russell,
So, do you
it
want me
was
to spin it?
it was your beautiful idea as well. So you can call heads or tails for which shirt you want.
Uh, I'm going to go, was it? Uh, I'll go heads France. Ready?
Go for it. Here we go.
So, A live reveal, and it is heads.
Is that France in their home shirt then?
France in the home
Yeah.
kit. Wow.
That's
Wow.
definitely heads.
So the French may have been in luck because I think their home shirt is stronger than their away shirt. But I think that's a really fair way of doing it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, mate. UEFA's double-headed coin strategy has come into play once more.
Yeah, definitely.
So then on the other side of the bracket, it is Netherlands versus Spain. Spain are the away side. They finish up Group C runners up. They didn't wear their away shirt. So actually it's the Group D winners and the home side on the draw, the Netherlands, who are home or away. So is it fair to go to a coin flip there, or are we choosing what we think the stronger shirt out of the two is?
I
think
kind of
we've got
agree with you, Dan. That Holland's are the home nation.
So do you reckon as home nation, they are now void from having to require a coin toss in any setup going forward? Because
Yeah,
I think I'm
I
quite
don't
liking
know.
the coin toss.
I suppose if you've done it for one, you've got to do it for the other, haven't you,
All
really,
right.
to be fair?
Eric, I'm
Do you want
sorry,
to-
but
Yeah,
let's
it's
get
coin
another
toss
coin
all the
out.
way through. Give it a good
Right.
toss, Russ.
There we go.
So Holland,
I'll just show the audience that is tails, heads. No
So we're going
UEFA corruption here.
heads home, tails
Right.
away again.
Yeah. So what we calling? So
heads for home.
this is tails this time.
So Spain going.
Wow.
Is that Spain for the home kit then?
Spain, well, yeah. Spain obviously can only use their home kit because that's all they want, but the Netherlands have, we'll say gracefully, like I said, you know what? We're the host nation. We fancy ourselves. We'll go in our away strip. Wow. Drama at the start before the knockouts have even begun.
Big news.
That's quite a little bit of a clash, though, don't you think? Is it Spain and the bluey Holland shirt? I mean,
it's better
would
than
they
orange
get away with that?
It's better than orange and red, so we're going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I think we've got to. So Spain going, oh, that's a big kit going in now. That's a big.
That might have. I think that coin toss has just flipped this whole dynamic, this whole tournament up. It's up in arms. You know, I think a few key players have got injured, and a few key players have come back for certain teams.
The coin toss is going down well. Cutting edge shirts. Chris Edges has come out with toss me off for us. So
well,
obviously approving of your method.
Yeah, any time.
That wrist action, it's all in the wrist.
That's it.
Very smooth technique today. Very smooth technique.
Shall we kick off then, gentlemen, with the first quarterfinal where there's no drama involved, there's no tossing, there's no dirty shenanigans.
Yeah, go on. What is it?
So the first quarterfinal is the winners of Group A, England, versus the runners-up of Group B, Sweden.
Yeah, classic game.
Oh.
So remember, gentlemen, all we're doing here is picking our favourite shirt out of the two.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
tough one.
This is big. By the way, for those who are just tuning into this and haven't been watching the last two episodes of this, Russ, while you ponder this great debate,
where have you been, by the way? First of all,
where have you been? First off, second of all, hello. Third, this is the shirts versus boots pre-match Euro 2000 25th anniversary theme. So it's this year's shirts boots theme. And so we are doing the kit knockout version of Euro 2000. And so this is the third instalment, just the knockout phases. Shirts versus Boots is football shirt collectors versus football boot collectors in our fifth game. And this year it's being played at AVSC Heracles in the Netherlands. Free entry on the 14th of June, 12 o'clock doors. Come down and enjoy yourself. Your best dressed Euro 2000s outfit wins prizes. I think we have quite a few people there, so I might have to do like a top 3, probably won by a local child. So, Russ, we're in the knockout stages, quarter-final 1, Sweden versus England, the old tournament, a bit of a tournament staple for English and Swedish fans. What are you thinking of the 2 kit offerings we got here today?
That's a tough one, Dan. I'll give you that. I am going to say that the Sweden kit's got a bit too much blue in it for me. Yeah, it's great. It's a great shirt, but I think there's just a bit too much blue in it. I prefer an all yellow top. And I think the England one, I think that's a bit more of a classic design. I remember it being quite heavy at the time because it's got that Umbro tapering in it down the sleeves. But
It has indeed. I've got it right behind me here.
Yeah, I think on looks wise, I think it's England for me. It's a close one, but I just think Sweden have gone a bit too blue. So I'm going to go for England.
That is 1-0 England early on in the first quarter final. Dan, have you got an idea of where you're going with this?
Well, I have to. No. It's a very tough one. This is a real down the middle because the sleeve patches work really well with the yellow stripes and the fair play badge for Sweden. Henrik Larsson does look resplendent. Look at this picture alone. Not enough long sleeves on offer. And I know the Swedes, you know, what Scandinavian culture is to get as little clothing on as possible at any one time. You know, naked saunas, naked beach, almost naked football. I think the lack of long sleeves is doing them in a bit of difficulty here. You know, you've got Beckham there, front row, long sleeves, that pop-in red number. It's a very, very good Sweden kit, but this is an absolutely, wonderful England shirt. And so, 1-0 to England for me. 2-0, mate. 2-0.
Oh, wow. So my vote is rendered.
I also think, though, I was just going to say, I also think that England shirt was the last shirt they kept simple before they started messing about with a lot of things. Because they had a red stripe down the side, didn't they? And then I think Nike, I'm not a fan of Nike really, but they obviously tried a lot of different things. Well, I think that's the last kind of great England kit for me.
Right, I think that's quite a good statement, Russ. I've always quite liked the England 2002 away kit, the red one. I thought that was always nice and plain. But I agree, up until the Taylor by Umbro period, in 2010, beautiful. I think England kits throughout the 2000s were pretty shit. 2004 home kit was all right, and the 2002 away. Other than that, the noughties were an absolute write-off for Umbro. And almost showed their steady decline. I don't know what went wrong in their design department, but it wasn't a good time for many kits, to be honest. Yeah, 2-0. Jake, what are you saying, mate? Is it an absolute rout? Is Keegan's men marching on?
I'll be honest, I think I was going to give it to England, but I can't let that Sweden shirt get routed. I think this is stupidly close. I was going to literally give it on. I couldn't pick between the 2 shirts, the outfield shirts, so I was going to give it to England based on the goalkeeper shirt that David Seaman's wearing. It's a classy, simple, the Adidas template on the Sweden goalkeeper. I'm not a huge fan of personally, but
do you not like that? Do you not think? You're not catching 1958 World Cup final vibes? You know, big old grey collar. You know, just looks like a bit of an old school effort.
I don't think it suits the outfield shirts. I think the David Seaman shirt complements the England shirt very well. But do I give it? Do I? You know, the result's already decided. Do I let Sweden score in the last minute, like literally last kick of the game, or do we go full England route? We'll go full England route. I can't. You know, I'm an honest man. I'm an honest guy. David Seaman's goalkeeper shirt decides a 3-0 win for England in the quarter final.
Okay,
Wow.
mate. Okay, that's pretty damning stuff, mate. 3-0. See you later, Sweden.
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a 3-0 straight off the bat there. I think I can't remember who said it. If it was Woody or Trev said the complete opposite to Russell. They said that they like the incorporation of the blue. So this is why having 3 separate judges has made this tournament really interesting, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe not keeping me and you was also a good idea.
Hey, they tried the hardest, mate. They tried their hardest, but
No.
right.
It's good. That's a good start. It's a great Sweden kit. They represented themselves well, and I think if they came up against maybe maybe a Yugoslavia, maybe it would have been a much tighter. Germany, it could have been a bit tighter, but I think this is a very strong showing. It's one of the best detailed shirts, and it's going to go far.
I think if they came up against anyone else from Group A, I think they might have, seen it through. But England finished top of Group A for a reason, I suppose. So
that's it, mate. That's it. Cream rises to the top. Right, that's it. Quarterfinal ones out of the way, and England are in the semis. Great stuff from England.
So now we're going to find out who wins quarterfinal number 2, and this is the first. We won't say controversial. We did a fair toss of the coin. So
yeah,
quarterfinal number 2 is it's Yugoslavia in their Adidas home shirt versus France, obviously in their now chosen Adidas home shirt.
So do we not have just for the sake of it the other way? We don't have a Yugoslavia away kit.
Yugoslavia do not have their away kit. France did wear their away kit in the tournament. Obviously, we've based the whole tournament off shirts that were worn in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Wow.
I'll go first because I think you two are umming and ahhing thinking about it. The coin toss hasn't affected the outcome for me. It's made it a bit closer, but Yugoslavia home shirt for me.
Oof.
I think it's a very sneaky good shirt, that.
No, I see what you mean, mate. I see what you mean. Russ, Russ, you were out there, mate. You saw a few games as England. Did you see anyone that wasn't England play? Did you see either Yugoslavia or France when you were out there?
Well, now you're asking. I don't think I remember, actually.
Good. On the beer.
I kind of agree with Jake on this one. I think that France shirt, that red band across the front, I think maybe if they had like a tricolour band instead of just a red band, would that have made a big difference?
That's a hell of a
to me,
shot.
that looks a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. It just looks like a stripe.
It looks like a referee shirt, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think if they'd done the tricolour in there, I think that would be a winner. Yeah, and the Yugoslavia shirt is. I think I'm going to go with you with that one, Jake.
Wow.
I've got to be honest, boys. I think it's probably Yugoslavia's top 3, if not their number 2, definitely close to the 91, 92 Yugoslavia. But for me, that France kit is with them socks, with the tricolor in the socks. You've got the piping on the sleeve. I mean, there's Zidane, there's Henry with his socks rolled right up. The numbers, the line and weight sets. It's got the collar that comes up from the line. For me, I can't see, as good as that Yugoslavia is, I can't see past the France in this one. And this is a huge upset.
Mate, they won their group and now they're knocking their actual winners of Euro 2000 out in the quarter-final stage, nonetheless. There's always that team in a major tournament, and you go, oh, nobody fancied you, and it's Yugoslavia's time. Well, not anymore, obviously, in the modern day, but back in 2000.
Wow. One thing I will say is that the Barthez goalkeeper kit if you ever see the full kit, it was a really shit goalkeeper kit.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but he had some awful pattern on it. It looked poor. It wasn't great. I personally always thought Barthez was one of the most overrated keepers in world football anyway. But you got big pat. Is anyone wearing a long sleeve for France?
So
No long sleeves on display at all.
No.
So
no.
yeah. Plus, Lauren Bronk was a bit of a prick, wasn't he? So maybe they do deserve to go out.
I think they had a few in that side, Dan.
Yeah, that is true. Just a quick question for you both. If France wore that away shirt, would it have affected your thoughts either way, or would it have just been the same?
Oh, for me, if France turned up to this fight in that away kit of theirs, this would have been a walkover for Yugoslavia. Would have been a question.
My vote wouldn't have changed on France's away shirt.
I think you're both kind of right, really, but it's just it's a tough one. But I'll probably just go with the Slavs on this occasion.
Yeah. Wow.
Stanisa Mihajlovic goes through again.
Yeah, bless him.
So we have our first two semi-finalists. These will not play each other. This is the opposite side of the bracket stuff. So England on one side are through, and Yugoslavia are through on the other side. So now we have quarterfinal number 3. And this is to see who will play the Yugoslavians. And this is a tasty one. So we have Italy in that. Not going to be any bias words there in that blue. Nearly said it anyway. Blue Kappa number, and Germany they could have wore their away, but I don't think there's much of a kit clash. White shorts, Germany wearing black shorts. So in that Adidas home shirt. So gentlemen, what are we thinking here?
Well, this is your classic tournament match, isn't it?
Yeah.
Italia against Alemania, Deutschland versus I don't know what Italy is in German. Yeah.
Friend and foe, I think it is.
Yeah. Allies and enemies all at the same time. I mean, let's just say Germany with a much improved kit from what they had in the World Cup '98. It was one of their worst showings for me. And this kit is full of little detail. A good change up on the colour, the use of the sort of dark colour in the panel, that sort of charcoaly stuff. I remember obviously Janka being like this sort of horrible face of the Germans there, but it's a nice lot of detail in that German kit. But then on the other side of things, Italy. I mean, this is the kit people talk about to this day. I think the Germans are going to struggle here. So, go on, boys. What are your thoughts?
Is that you putting Italy 1-0 up? Is it?
I think Italy go 1-0 up here. I mean, there's headbands, there's slick back hair, there's Maldini. I swear there's some Lotto boots in there as well. Grey Toldo. Oh, what's not to like? It's so pure. But the Germany does have some nice detail to it. They've got the tricolour on the sock. They've got the 3 colour stars above the badge. Everything's positioned right. It's left. Italy they've got the Italy badge, but they haven't got anything on the other side. So you've got that little bit maybe imbalance. Did they leave a door open there? So, but I'm going to have to go Italy for me.
1-0 Italy. Russell, where are we? What side of the fence are we on? Are we on the German side or the Italian side?
Definitely the Azzurri for me. I mean, Dan made loads of great points, but he missed out quite a serious detail for me. that even the Italian players are kneeling in uniform. There's not one out of place, you know.
Yeah.
And
They just do it differently.
I just think, like the Sweden kit, I just think is there a bit too much black going on with the Germany shirt. For me, traditionally, it should always be a white shirt with maybe, black cuffs or a collar and then a splattering of detail. But for me, there's just a bit too much black on there for me. And yeah, I mean, what is there not to like about Italy's? It's just sleek. I don't think I can add much more than what Dan said, really, They're all ripped, tanned, you know. Just,
All tucked in.
I think the only thing with them shirts at the time, it only looked great on the players,
Yeah.
It's an all-time classic shirt. Yeah, I think Adidas they've always made great shirts for Germany, but for me, yeah, I'm not really that keen on it. It's okay, but I think the team lineup photos just do it for me. And I'm thinking, 2-0 to Azzurri for me.
Wow.
Can I also point out one thing as well? The Germany sleeve, it's just cut. It's a straight cut sleeve. It's not, with Italy, it goes down, but it actually does taper. It's got a bit of there's actually like a bit of sewing around it. The overlock stitch that comes around to lock it up. It's a bit elongated to take it down to the elbow. Whereas the Germany one, it's just cut off. And they didn't pay any attention to that. A bit of trim on there might have been nice, or the odd one wearing a long sleeve, that might have been quite nice or something like that. But they just sort of ran out of effort. Italy's all about the minimalism, so it is pure. Whereas Germany I just think it needed something else to it. Like you say, Russ, either like take out a bit of the darkness in there. Who knows? Bit of piping could have gone a long way. What are you saying, Jake?
I think that Italian shirt, we've said it for, all the warm-up shows in the past 2 weeks of doing this. It's just simplicity, but it's
Simplicity. That's probably what it is. It's slim and it's simple.
It's just done so well. It's like minimal, but so effective. I think having that Kappa logo actually on the sleeve, I think that's ballsy. And it works. It really does work.
Highly balls.
This for me is a very similar situation to the England-Sweden game. I really like both shirts, but the Germany one has so much going for it. Like the German flag colours including the stars, on the sleeves, but on the socks and whatnot. But there's also not a lot some things that are massively wrong for it, like Russell says, maybe a bit too much black going on. You say about the sleeves, they do look just like they have just been hacked off with a saw, with an axe. And the goalkeeper shirt, I'm gonna incorporate all the shirts into my thinking for these knockout games to make it fair. And even that Italy Kappa shirt in grey.
Yeah.
So yeah,
mate, it's a stone. I was going to say I've got the goalkeeper kit just up to the side of my ear, and yeah, it's simple, but it's just simplistic beauty. Overlock stitch as well, really good effect.
The only thing I would argue against the Italy shirt, and Russell mentioned it, is it looks great on those players, but as a shirt collector and as a shirt collector who likes to wear my collection, I don't think I could get away with wearing that Italy shirt, and that it's a problem. But in this argument with that Germany shirt, it's not a problem that it's going to throw it to the Germans. So 3-0 Italy, which I could see that coming, but I could have obviously, we've had Russell on as a different guest this week, so we didn't know his way of thinking. So I could have seen a 2-1, but 3-0, I can understand that.
No, that's fair enough. Russ, before we move on to the last quarterfinal game, mate, probably one of the biggest and highly anticipated quarterfinals ever seen in a kit knockout competition. Obviously, you're out there, England versus Germany, mate. What was that like obviously, you know, in the 1-1 that night. What was it like in the build up to the day? What was it like afterwards?
One word: chaos. So basically, um, so basically, short story. Went from Waterloo into Brussels, then on to Charleroi, and the route. Obviously, it's a pre-internet time, so the rumor was going around. If you didn't have your passport with you, it wouldn't match up with your ticket, so you couldn't get beyond the cordons and all this kind of thing. And we got to Charleroi, and it was baking hot day, and it was an evening kickoff, so everyone was on the piss, and it inevitably kicked off. There was water cannons, pepper spray. It's just carnage. And there's obviously the famous footage of all the chairs being thrown. And I don't actually remember it was with German fans. I think it was just with like the police. And what happened was there was three of us, and they had all the cordons, and as it was going off, us three slipped past these stewards, and Charleroi ground, the stadium. It was quite it weren't nothing like electronic tickets or nothing like this. So we slipped through these stewards as they lost total control. We saw the stairs ahead. My mate got nicked, and me and my other mate, we just legged it up the stairs into the stadium. Didn't know where we was, and it turned out we was actually on the halfway line, and there was a television. The television crews were just next to us, and there was a load of German officials all in Mercedes Benz tracksuits, and there's a lot of English fans in there, and yeah, we'd sobered up in time to see Mr. Shearer score the only goal, and yeah, and then we all hoped coming out when we got out, we had to get back to Brussels, and basically it's like every man for himself, because the police had kind of just hated anybody English, and yeah, it was a bit of a long night. Yeah.
Wow.
So I basically had no ticket, no hotel, nothing. Just blagged it all the way out there. And I don't think things like this would ever happen again. I mean, because when I was going, it was on the dying embers of the when England's reputation was renowned. So obviously the 70s, 80s, all through the 90s, it was a real, trouble everywhere. And by the time I was following England, which should have been sort of mid to late 90s, it was all the dying embers were coming into effect, and but there was loads of lads that slipped banning orders, just travelled different parts into Holland, to go via France or somewhere else. So yeah, loads of people slipped the police, and it's just crazy times. And my friend in '98, he got nicked in France, and he was on the front page of it was either the Sun or the Daily Mirror. So I don't know if you lads can remember, but back in the day, if there'd been the newspaper headlines where it said England's night of shame and disgrace and all this, they'd actually print people's faces all on the front pages of papers, and they'd say, "Oh, do you know these people?" and ring up this line if you know them. And so basically, I was getting people to grasp people up. Well, yeah, I know Dan Andrews, he's Pompey, and and all this. And my mate got nicked in France, and he was working as a postman, and he got sacked for it because he was a civil servant. And he was on the front page of one of the papers, so we didn't see him for a while, and then he reappeared. Just mad times, really. Just mental, It's just,
Jesus.
Yeah.
what was I was gonna say? What was the atmosphere in the stadium like? Was it tense? Was it quite a lot of singing? Was what was the sort of
Um,
what was the because
yeah,
I mean how much I mean I don't know how much you remember. I was thinking in terms of the build up. Was it all of the nonsense that we have now? Was it a bit more simple? A couple of flags getting rippled or the players walking out the anthems? Was it a bit more authentic? Let's say.
yeah, I think Germany was kind of going through a transition period, so I think they were always deemed as beatable, and and yeah, I think obviously England beat them, and I think a lot of people thought that was going to be liftoff, but I don't think Germany were a great side at the time because you put that team photo up a minute ago, and Mateus was an aging player, and you think of the previous strikers they had, Voller, Klinsmann, them type of people, they'd all gone, and that Carsten Janker is just a lump up front, really. But yeah, the atmosphere it was always kind of powder keg, really. But yeah, it was just I don't know when England won 1-0, a lot of people it's kind of turned on to the police again. So yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was. You couldn't really relax. It was nothing
Yeah.
like
No, mate.
today.
No, it's very different. I think just the attitudes as well. I think people just aren't in for that sort of thing anymore. It's a family orientated sort of day out. Which is, it should be, but it should be a bit more friendly. You shouldn't have to go to football and worry about getting your head kicked in.
No, no, definitely.
No, right. Quarter final four then, mate. Well, we're on to it. And by the way, if you are just tuning in, this is the shirts versus boots 5. This year's in Almelo in the Netherlands, AVC Heracles. And the theme for this year's match is all about the 25th anniversary of Euro 2000. So we are doing the Euro 2000 kit review, a sort of kit knockout competition. We're into the quarterfinal stages. We had some big shocks. France got knocked out by Yugoslavia. England put the Swedes to sleep. And we've just seen Germany get marched out of town by the Italians. And we're on to our last quarterfinal. And this is one of the big ones to go. This is Spain and hosts Holland, the Netherlands. Jake, what have we got? What have we done the coin toss? And Spain are in their home kit. Am I correct in that statement?
So yeah, we did a little coin toss before. Well, we were live when we did it, but before we kicked off the quarterfinals, and the Netherlands ended up obviously being a host nation, the home side, but they are actually in their away shirt. That is because Spain didn't have the option to, because they only wore their home shirt in this tournament, and we're only basing the tournament off shirts that were worn. So Netherlands had the coin toss, home or away. They've ended up in the away. So
fair play, mate. Fair play.
have a good look. Have a good look. Have a good look, lads. And this is a tough one. This is tough for me.
It is very.
Yeah. By the way, if you're absolutely undecided and you can't pick a favourite, this is one thing we should have maybe said. If you say it's a dead straight tie, we did talk about this before. If you really can't pick, then you do get a chance to go even, and it can go to extra time golden goal where we bring out the away kit, which is great because Jake's planned this show and I've just sprung this on him.
No, don't you worry. You never bring. I've got the home shirt ready to go if we need it. So
okay, because I mean, Russ, you're out there, mate. You're out in Holland. What's your thoughts, mate? You're the guest. You can go first.
Yeah.
And if you really can't pick, you can split and say it's a tie. We'll have to you'd send it to extra time if you want to. We say it's one each.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest with you. I don't think I'm feeling much for either of them, really. They're kind of, I don't know. But if I was in a shop, I don't think I'd be rushing out to to buy either a Spain or Holland away shirt on the shirts we have seen. Um,
Interesting take.
kind of, yeah. I'm not sure. What do you lads think? I'm not sure.
Well, maybe Dan, have you got an idea, Dan? And maybe we not convince Russ or make him go with what we're thinking ourselves, but maybe we can put some ideas that he might not have thought of, into his head. Do you have a winner for one of these two shirts, or?
I think we are judging these two kits. If this was the Netherlands home, I think it would be in a bit of a different decision. But for me, this is one of the best Spain kits of all time. Personally, I like the fact that it got loads of blue into it. I think Spain work well when they get the three colours in the kit. A lot of time, I think because it's a template. Before Spain have had kits, or in other tournaments, Spain have had kits dedicated just for them, and actually it doesn't work very well. I mean, you go back to, I think the 2010 World Cup had this gigantic V on it, or 2012 Euros, and I just couldn't stand the shirt. There's a lot of stuff they've done I don't like. This here just works really well. It's simple, it's elegant, it's got the proper Spain badge. Not that one they have now. It's got the crazy sort of mashed up thing with a bull on it. The numbers are great by Adidas. It all pops. I think Nike done well here with this Holland kit, and in long sleeve, it's spectacular. But I just think Spain edge it for me. And Cannizara's in that goalkeeper kit with the matching gloves and I think he just sort of he's a bit more striking. It's a bit more striking for me, that Spain kit. It just pops off, and it's got the lovely detail on the cuff, like the Atari looking thing, the two lines going into a scoop with the central stripe. I think that edges it for me. I think that Spain home kit is spectacular. The Holland kit's fantastic. The home kit is, but if we're talking away, mate, I think for me the host nation's having a tough day.
I'm going to put the fox amongst the hens here.
I think you speak a lot of sense there, Dan, actually.
Thank you very much, Russell.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that as well. So I'm going to put the fox amongst the hens here. I'm going the Netherlands. I listened back to the last episode with Trev, and this Holland away shirt came up, and I'm going to be honest with myself, with the listeners and watchers. I was very harsh. Oh, it might be one of the episodes. I was very harsh on this Netherlands shirt. I really like both shirts, but there's a few things about the Spain shirt, particularly in this tournament, because we're basing it on this tournament and the shirt's worn in it.
Yeah.
Number one, no match detailing on the Spain shirt, which for me in tournament football it's key. I like to know what shirt's worn in what game, when the date was. The patch placement on the Spain shirts, I think you can see it on number 8 there on the bottom left below the goalkeeper. That is almost off the sleeve. It's almost on his elbow. That's how low that patch is. And I've got the unfortunate privilege of having these on my phone, so I can zoom in and see stuff like this. So, and the placement on all of the shirts, on that white patch on the right arm, it's particularly low on all of the shirts.
Okay.
So in a game of little difference, I am being very picky, and I'm gonna go for the Netherlands.
He's thrown it out there.
And who doesn't love a bit of subtle orange in a shirt?
That's true. I mean, if we're going for subtlety, I'm going to be critical of the Holland shirt, because I always thought the Nike ticks on this particular year's kits were too small. I think if they were, 25%, 30% bigger, it would have balanced out the logos. Obviously, the Dutch have just got a purely embroidered, Dutch line on there. KNVB, very simple, very effective. But it was a good Spain badge. I think even for the patches, I think the Spain balance here for me wins it. So, Russ, what are you saying, mate? Is it going to split decision? Do we have to go extra time? Away kick, golden goal?
I think as it's tournament football, and we've seen Germany Adidas and Sweden Adidas, and I've said I think there's too much black or blue in their kits. I think Spain have kind of nailed this one a bit. Um, I do agree with Jake on the patches being too low and out of place, but I think as an Adidas kit, I think it's the best one we've seen so far, considering the other two have been exactly the same, just different colourways. So I'm just gonna give it to Spain just.
Wow.
Last minute winner for Spain. They've done it again. They've lucked out. One other little detail for Spain I probably want to say they've got dark blue shorts in this, and I imagine the cord is probably like a 3-color cord for the string that they've got on there, and I think that's potentially a very high ranking detail. Yeah, for those listening, by the way, on Spotify, this is Spain's home kit, the red with the sort of navy blue patch, sort of tucked into the sleeve, I suppose, and it's got the 3 stripes scooping up the arm in yellow numbers with a navy blue border. Holland's like an all navy, all sort of like royal blue, would we say? And then with a dark blue
Yeah.
panel on the
Yeah.
sides, and then orange numbers, letters, and badge and night tick with a little tiny two tag collar. So it's quite an interesting one. The goalkeeper kit for Holland, it's a shame actually because the grey one for them, but their home kit goalkeeper kit in the sort of aquamarine is spectacular.
Yeah,
but Canizares,
absolutely.
he just looked good. You know what I mean? He really was. If he just, I always looked at Canizares and it looked like he was sort of goalkeeper at 3, rave for Tiesto at about 9:30. Because he always had the frosted tips all spiked up. I could just see him in a pair of like Oakleys, probably driving like a GTE Nova. It just, yeah, or maybe some sort of maybe like a 3 Series BMW. That's like a CI maybe. Yeah, Spain go through by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, that was a tight one.
No extra time required.
I'm going to ask the $1 million question. If the Netherlands were in their orange shirt, what would we have said? I can get it up if you like. This obviously now it doesn't matter because the coin toss was fair. It's a fair way of doing it. We couldn't have let France have a coin toss, and the Netherlands not. Probably serves them right for wearing 2 shirts during the tournament. But there is the matchup in both home shirts. So,
oh wow, yeah. I think in that, for me, Holland wins it because that orange is so incredible. But
it's I think it's a clash of the combinations. I think the orange and black versus the red and the what kind of blue are we saying that? Like a navy blue?
Yeah, I'd say that's in the navy regions.
It's a clash of those two. The two color clashes, isn't it?
Obviously, it's a shame. It is a shame that Holland didn't. They didn't win the coin toss. They didn't get to put that through. I mean, otherwise, Spain would have been forced to have worn an away kit in that tournament, and we might be having a different game here. But that's it. That's tournament football, mate. That's how it goes.
That's unfortunate, isn't it? So our semi-finalists are semi-final number 1 is England versus Spain. So a repeat of the Euro 2024 final. If you're betting in Euro 2000, stick a bet on because that might happen in 24 years' time. And then Yugoslavia versus Italy on the other side of the bracket. So the Spain, they haven't had that much chance to rest for this next game.
No.
So semi-final number 1. England versus Spain. So what is good from also on here, just before we go into this semi-final alone, is it's only home shirts from now on. Obviously, England could wear their away shirt, but I don't think there's any need to in any of the games. Spain only wore their home shirt. Yugoslavia, didn't wear their. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Yugoslavia didn't wear their away shirt, but Italy did wear their away shirt.
And Yugoslavia was the home team in the next game.
Get that coin ready, Russ. When we get there, not now, mate. But
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
Wow, I mean, we're going
So-
straight in on this.
Straight in on this one first, lads. Yeah.
This is tough. This is England. If England had navy numbers on this shirt, I think they might struggle a little bit just for the visual
Yeah.
effect. But the red numbers, and you'll remember them at the time, Russ, they're gorgeous, real like candy red. Do you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
really did. I remember how vivid they were. Like it was just a real pop off that white. The textures.
Yeah.
I think I'm very good. I just think this is in the hand. Once you own this shirt, the England home shirt, it's got the gloss and matte woven Umbro tape, all in white, and it's almost luxurious.
Mm.
You know, if you're going for quality, the look of the Spain pops, but the England in hand, the quality is unbelievable.
It is a very tough game, this.
I'm so loaded on this because this is probably one of my top 3 England home kits of all time, especially in long sleeve.
Mm.
Yeah, I really love that Spain kit. You know, it just works for them. I'm a bit on the fence, but in terms of quality, actual quality, I think the England kit probably does trump it. Because it's just so unique. Yeah, come back to me, boys. You have to come back to me. I'm very. I think England is sneaking ahead for me right now. But what are your thoughts, boys?
I really like both shirts again. I don't know. I think I am. What is the Spain shirt? Have you got it, Dan or Russell? Have you got it like in your collection or anything?
Yeah. I haven't got either. No, I haven't got either. I did have the England one. I remember I had that. But for me, I think the England one is just class. And I think in the team lineup, you've got the 3 players, Beckham, Neville, and Ince, that always wear long sleeved. And I think that's a real, I don't know, it's got a real edge to it. So at the time, looking at it from a fan of kits, you think, oh yeah, it looks really smart in short sleeve, and then you see Beckham in long sleeves, and at the time, if you were thinking of buying one, you think, well, do I get long or short? What's better, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, I think again for me, the England one's got lots of details, but they haven't gone overboard. I think it's just really classy kit. And I think in long sleeves, it just looks brilliant for me.
That's a good point.
So,
I can't think of. I might actually have to Google this right now. I'm going to just have a look to see if Spain ever had Spain 2000 home.
The reason I asked if either of you had the Spain shirt in your collection was because the England shirt, to the naked eye, you don't really get to see all the wonderful little details it actually has. So I was wondering, I haven't seen the Spain shirt up close before, so I was wondering if there's any little details that we need to know about the Spain shirt to make a fair argument in my head. What are we Googling then? What we looking for?
I was Googling the Spain kit. It's got a lot of lovely little piping to it as well. There is actually a lot of nice touches to the Spain just to bring it into play. So there was one company that's got it in stock at the moment. I won't say they are because they're a bit of a wank company, but it rhymes with salt pits. So I mean, just look at it. It's got they've got a little bit of piping. So between the panels, they've got a yellow piping that goes through it. Along the collar, they do have this blue intersected with a stripe, and then the stripe has got the Spanish flag colours. So you've got the red, the yellow, and the red again goes round as a loop. And then for the neck on the join, there's a little tiny bit of blue sort of tinting on it, a little bit of blue outline, but then it has like a little panel that joins it together with another little Spain flag in there, or at least the Spanish colours going across. This does have actually the newer Spain badge that we see on the kits today, but it's fully embroidered. I have to say, this is a really nice shirt. It's really, really nice, and I think, I think I might even be going towards a draw. Out of all the Adidas ones, it probably has some of the nicest details to it. So simple.
Could I just say something, Dan? When Jake made the point of match details on the Dutch shirts, I think it worked on them, but for the England shirt, I think if you had say 2 flags or England v whoever, I think that would be too much on there. I think they've just got it spot on as it is, but that's just my opinion.
No,
I don't know what you think, Jake. Is he like flags and details?
I think I've contradicted myself a lot in these episodes, but I actually think I just said how much I love match details, but I think you have a point. I think that red number in the center of that England shirt, it's just it's perfect. It's such a simple little detail, but there's no red anywhere else on that shirt except from there, and it just normally, if you just stuck it's not a random color, I suppose red is associated with England, but like Dan said, if navy probably would have been the more sensible option. So, the shorts are navy and the collar and the cuffs are navy, but to stick red.
Have they gone red for the away kit colours?
What,
I think the red one had blue colours. Oh no, it was white.
Blue.
Sorry.
Oh, was it? Oh, I thought navy would have worked on that maybe as well. So
yeah,
the red would maybe incorporate it with the away shirt, but to stick it on a white and navy shirt combo, even like the socks are white with the blue lines at the top, the shorts are just navy. It's not a bizarre choice because, like I say, red is associated with England, but it wouldn't be my first choice. But I'm glad they did because it works really well.
Yeah, it's a complete pop, and I think it's one of those brilliant features of the kit. Maybe it does. I think that if you look at the design and the overall what Umbro did in terms of the attention to detail, it's a round neck shirt with a sleeve cuff. The fit is fantastic. It's got a lowered back panel. Okay, the Spain kit has got a scallop back on it, but or a scoop back rather than a scallop. But England's got on the neckline. There's a little tiny England label that flaps down.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think personally for me as well. Sorry, Dan, to interrupt, but the Spain shirt, it's nice in patches, where the England shirt for me, it's just everything about it.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, I know we're a bit loaded here because maybe this is the English side of us wanting to go through, and this is great for me. It's a really good Spain shirt, but yeah, and you know what it is as well is because they do the little taper, the Atari taper. So I'm going to keep calling it. Because they do that, it looks great in short sleeve. Because you've said here's a short sleeve shirt, and we've defined it. The England shirt's the same. They put a sleeve cup on it, and they defined that sleeve. Whereas when it's just a cut-off sleeve, I think if Spain's sleeve was just cut off, this shirt would be rubbish. But that little attention to detail there just lifts it, and they pop lots of little Spanish colour in there. But there's no jacquard. It's a plain fabric. And I know this is the Climalite fabric that the Adidas have just sort of started to work with at that time. But Umbro just, they've done it. They've got a really good jacquard in there. And it's lovely. They've also got the elastic ribbon side panel double stitch. Oh yeah, stuff. You know what? England Umbro just went all out on this one. Oh, I think it's I'm going to go England. This is the toughest two to pick from. I think in the whole tournament.
I just want to put a point across as well, just in case anyone's saying we are being biased and there hasn't been a coin toss for this. The only reason we haven't done a coin toss is because there is no kit clash. That is the only reason. Obviously, Yugoslavia, France in the previous quarterfinals, there was a kit clash. Netherlands, Spain, there was a kit clash. No kit clash yet. In fact, if England were to wear their away shirt, it would be a kit clash. So that's the only reason there hasn't been a coin toss, just to get that across.
Yeah.
So
Not
was
required.
it?
Not required.
Have you gone 2-0 England then, Dan?
I've gone 2-0 England. It's just too nice.
Yeah, it's not English bias as well either for me, because I like the England national team, but I'm not a staunch, massive, oh, come on, England, do or die. So I have that fairness about me, I think, when I'm picking. I'm not saying you two are biased, but just in case someone tries to label us as that. But like I said before to you, it's the Spain shirt works in patches for me. There's some stuff I really like about it, and then there's some stuff I'm unsure about. But that England shirt, I think it deserves to be in the final, because it's no shirt's perfect, but it's close.
Yeah.
I still think it's one of England's last greatest kits. I mean, obviously, I would say Italia 90 kit's the daddy of all England kits, in my opinion. And I think that one's got to be up there.
Can I give
Sneaks
you
under
one?
the radar, definitely.
I've got this England kit's full kit essentially, like shorts and shirt and shorts. The shorts as well have the navy version of the tape on the sides, and get this, match shorts with a back pocket.
Yeah.
The shorts have a back pocket for your packet, or of whatever you want. Little things like that, fully embroidered, and it's they're a really nice pair of shorts. I wear them in bed sometimes. And I think maybe Spain had good shorts. Yeah, I think England just shave it. Just in terms of Umbro puts something into everything, but with such great care and attention on this kit. And I think it just takes it up a level.
I think the numbers do it for me, Dan.
Yeah. They're just so it's so simple,
it's just
but
so
it just makes
uniform.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
Yeah,
wow, who would have thought England would have won in the quarterfinals 3-0 and won in the semi-finals 3-0? So England are our first finalists. Wow.
It's a spectacular start for England here in this tournament. I mean, it's been lift off from day one, hasn't it?
Right, Russell. You might need to get that. You need to get that coin ready for me, please, mate. Because
okay, no worries.
Semi-final number 2, Yugoslavia versus Italy.
Yeah,
obviously,
and what do you want, heads or tails?
We'll do. I'll just show the two shirts first. So we have the reason we are doing a coin toss is obviously Yugoslavia, the home team in the second semi-final, only wore their blue home shirt. Italy, the away side in the second semi-final, wore both their home and away, but their home shirt is blue. So for the fairness of the competition, Russell came up with a beautiful idea of a coin toss to see which Italy shirt, home or away, will be used in the semi-final versus Yugoslavia. And seeing that we've done home shirts as heads for the whole tournament, Russell will do Italy blue home shirt as heads, Italy away white shirt as tails, mate.
Yep, no problem. Here we go then. All right, just for everyone to see. Here we go. And it's going to blow your minds. Italy will be in all white tails.
Oh! This is an absolute banger of a semi-final. Wow.
Yeah, gotta go all the way, this one.
This is quality. This is what we come here for. This is This is brilliant. This is two of the best kits.
This is drama. This is football. Wow.
Look at the uniforms set by the Italians again.
Yeah, they've done it again. They mean business.
They turn up and went, you know what? That's mentality. That's them all going, no, we're here for it. We are here for it. That is, and Yugoslavia look like they're ready for it. They look like a bunch of fucking really, really great mates.
You know, I'm just going to add. This has nothing to do with my vote. This is just a weird thing I've noticed. A grey goalkeeper shirt with a white outfield shirt. It's a bit mad, that isn't it?
Crazy.
Especially that tone, that tone of grey as well.
I think it's because, mate, Italy's other goalkeeper kit would have been black, which may have clashed with France's, because this would have been worn in the final. So I think it's because it was to prevent a kit clash with probably Barthez.
Barthez, okay,
and,
that makes sense.
And their other goalkeeper kit, which is, if you could just see above me here, this sort of, I suppose, minty teal.
Similar to the Netherlands, it looks like colour-wise.
Yeah, and I think you couldn't have had that next to a blue.
No.
It's not green. It's a Actually, to be honest, I don't think I've seen that on many kits since. And it's a stunning bit of work, just in terms of just picking out a colour. It's absolutely stunning. But I just feel like they were just sort of stuck with that. But then the grey. It's annoying that Toldo was in goal. He did have a bit of a shocker in the final. And, you know, he's probably at fault for Trezeguet's, not Trezeguet, it was Wiltord, wasn't it? Or was it Trezeguet?
No, it was Trezeguet, yeah.
Yeah, Trezeguet, when he scored, he's probably a bit at fault for the first goal. Bit of a weak. Buffon, I think, saves that.
Lads, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Where's everyone's heads at? Where are both of your heads up for this?
This is tough. Adidas have given Yugoslavia a sleeve cup here. They've got, I believe, they either had white numbers. Obviously, you can see white names numbers. But I think it either had a dark blue outline or it had. I can't remember if it had a silvery outline or a red. I'm going to have to literally check this. I've got a feeling it's like silver. They snuck a bit of silver in there.
I've zoomed in on my phone to see the picture a bit closer up because you mentioned that. I'm going to say convincingly it's not red. The goalkeeper one has a silver one around it, but I don't know if that will pass on to the outfield shirts. It has a lovely little red. So it has a white cuff, but then just on the top of the white cuff before it breaks into the blue sleeve, lovely little red tapered line round. Red line through the collar as well. A thick collar, none of this break stuff that we've seen from the other Adidas templates.
Yeah.
The shorts on the numbers on the shorts, Dan, have the red outline that you were talking about.
Yeah, because on the Yugoslavia's away kit, they had red outline to the blue.
Yeah.
And on the home kit, they don't have that luxury.
Number 13 has his short laces out, and I can see they are definitely red and white, so maybe a little bit of blue in there to match the kit itself. Sleeve patch placement looks. Yeah, the patch placement looks pretty good to me. Oh, this is
almost. I think Yugoslavia. The one thing they've got is it's almost like they've taken a lot of very good elements from the '98 template, and they kept it and just tweaked it a bit. Whereas the France kit was a pure 2000, like it was a proper step away thing with the sweeping curves and all the curved panels. It really was. I feel like Yugoslavia may have been chucked into the B level teams, but actually because it's so simple, I'm just looking at the Mihailovic on there. You've got the silver outlines to the numbers.
It is a nice, beautiful crest as well.
It's a very good crest. It's a bit different. The collar's proper. It's just sewn into a V, and it's a proper actual collar. But this is.
This is generally this is the first matchup where I'm very unsure. Russell, what are you thinking?
Well, I remember the final, Italy, France. And I remember Del Vecchio scored for Italy, and they should have buried France. Del Piero missed a couple of sitters. You'd have put your mortgage on him scoring them at the time.
One of them was
Yeah,
absolutely
so
gilt edged, wasn't it?
yeah, I think another one flashed across the goal. What I remember.
Yeah.
I think it was in that time, that period when France were playing tournament football, and a lot of things went their way. Um, they got the golden goal or extra time winner, Trezeguet.
Yeah.
But for me, Italy just looked the business. I mean, I know I'm biased a bit, but they just
No
look the
biases.
business. They just look. Um, when you see Real Madrid in all white, they look the business. Look like they're here to win. And I think for me, Italy look like they're there to win. No messing about. And the wealth of talent they had in that squad, it was um, it was criminal that they didn't win the tournament. To be honest, so world class players in every position.
Do you think as well, with the one thing with that Italy team, do you actually think that they put a team out that they thought probably worked well, but actually did probably put the best players out on the best 11 Italian players out on the pitch? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
I always look at that team. I always look at that team and think, was there maybe one player? There's a couple of players that another generation wouldn't really get near to that team. It was maybe too early for Pirlo and too early for Gattuso to come into that as a team. And I feel with those, them two coming in, in the years following, you could have been. I mean, Christ, you put, Del Piero in that kit is unbelievable. I
Well,
just
that
think
was Del
as good,
Piero's pomp, really, wasn't it?
yeah. I think
That was.
as good as that fucking Yugoslavic kit is, and it's probably their joint best ever home kit. I just don't think you get near that Italy away kit. It's pure. It's absolutely pure. Some will say, "Oh, it's boring," and the sleeves. No, it's not. It's
And I think another thing as well, we spoke about how the England numbers pop and they use the right colour that just looks superb in red. I think a lot of people would have probably gone black numbers, black and white pairing, whereas they've gone for Azuri blue. I think that's a big thing as well for me.
definitely. I think Yugoslavia's got a great kit, and they've just come up against, 1970 Pele here, and I think it's just, it's one of those moments in kit history set opposite them. Yeah, I think they just that template Yugoslavia got was used across the board by quite a few teams, and Yugoslavia got one of the best iterations of that template. And I just feel it's just a template, and no matter what you do to it, it's still the template. Italy's is completely standalone, and I think it's always going to have something to fight back with. Little things, little Kappa, size label on the hip, on the outside, XXL, XL, little medium, want it Gara on one side or Yara, and then on the inside, the little M or in yellow. Yeah, Italy. Sorry, mate. And the typeface for the letters is just that little bit nicer, if I'm being particular.
It's. I feel like when we started the semi-final, me and you, Dan, were trying to argue points for Yugoslavia to try and make this a bit of a more fair match, but it doesn't. That Italy shirt, not even a football shirt; it's a uniform. I thought actually Italy being in their away shirt might have made this a bit harder, but it's just so good in white because it's literally just a flip reverse of the home shirt.
I
Oh,
think
it's
it's
so
made
Mm.
it's made
it's
it a lot
so
easier.
good.
You
It's
know what,
so
boys?
good.
You stay right there. Let me just pop into the shirts the fan archive.
I feel bad because I've repped this Yugoslavia shirt throughout the tournament. It's been, my underdog team, my underdog shirt throughout the tournament. But you got to learn when to say goodbye, and to say goodbye to
I
that
think they
Italy
just
shirt.
come up against
Yeah.
the wall, Jake. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's just
And,
I'd said about the English shirt being it's going to be a hell of a final, by the way. But just that it's borderline
Here you go.
perfect. Look at it. Oh my god.
So while we've got it here, this is it in long sleeve. Overlock stitching all the way through. I think it might even be like a sort of double overlock. Very tightly wound. Fully elastine. The numbers on it. As soon as you see that, just from the name but numbers, the shirt. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing about that.
Did they have names on the back of that shirt during the tournament, or was it just numbers?
In the tournament they did,
yeah.
but during
Well, they had
the
names.
qualies, no, during the qualification it wasn't. So
Oh right.
it's that. And this is one of those ones that's probably like an age groups kit where it's got the original 18s on it. There's quite a lot of these about. There's some blood marks on there. And just, there's a fabric. It feels like cotton. It's quite silky, but it's just got this unbelievable level of stretch. It's such a soft, beautiful thing. Kappa neck tape as well. Just simple rope style Kappa neck tape. Just lovely. I'm surprised they didn't wear it long sleeve a little bit more, to be honest. But yeah,
Oh,
gorgeous.
it's
3
I can't.
stars on the sleeve as well.
Oh, that's
Little
a little hidden
details.
detail. Yeah.
Fully embroidered Kappas.
Like to not to think to
On
put
the
that
sleeve.
above the badge like everyone else would. Just it's just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I can't remember then
100%, mate.
if it's featured in
Yeah.
either
Superb.
episode before. Who did they
Just
play?
brilliant.
I don't think it has featured in this series before for us. So to see it just the once, because it won't be needed in the final, obviously, because they're facing England who play in white. So, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
I think as well, Dan, you've got to add. I think as well, you've got to add long hair and headbands.
yeah, Cannavaro in that picture, by the way. Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
bring back up.
Yeah, Maldini, Totti,
Maldini. Oh.
Nesta.
I think if
Yeah,
if the Yugoslavia shirt was at 98, it would probably have had a bit more standout, maybe, or even if they just did a little bit more different with the letters. I feel like they just use white letters, and it's like you've got silver letters, or you've got silver outline numbers, but you haven't got silver outline on the letters, and it's like, well, he's sort of selling one the other a bit short. Could they have gone with a little red outline? Would that made it a little bit more impactful? Or has Italy gone, no messing, it's what we get? And they've left room for the patches. You've got to remember that as well. Like,
Yeah.
they left room below the kappa on each sleeve for the patch to go between the 3 stars and
Between
the
the
kappa
3
badge.
stars, yeah. You see it
It would feel,
perfectly.
yeah.
You see it
It's not
perfectly
like
there.
Hummel.
Well, not perfectly, but you see it on Maldini's shirt there. The placement
Yeah.
is perfect. What were you saying, sorry, Dan, about
Perfect
Hummel?
spacing. I mean, with Hummel, we absolutely hammered Denmark for the
Oh,
way
yeah,
that they put
absolutely.
their
Yeah.
patches sort of up, almost like epaulets. And this is just a complete departure. Yeah, Italy. Let's get on with it. Italy are in the final. Bad luck, Yugoslavia.
Wow. So back in Euro 2000, as we are following the tournament full on throughout, the full schedule, the full kicks. There is no third place playoff, so we are going straight into the final, which I like. I don't like the third place. No team wants to be there. No fans want to be there. No one wants it. It's just
Plus it's 20-10. Yeah, so
yeah.
we'll get
That's coming to thinking as well. So we have the final. England in that beautiful I can say beautiful
Mm.
because the shirts in that beautiful, wonderful white Umbro home shirt versus Italy in that beautiful, iconic, wonderful blue Kappa home shirt. And again, no coin toss needed for this because it's a straight shootout between the two home shirts. Oh,
Here we go. On show for all to see. Yeah,
Dan,
this
Dan,
is a
just a quick
proper
question
kit
for you,
clash.
Dan. When we started this, was this? Did you see this final lineup, or are you?
I thought we could have. Well, depending on how the groups fell, I was thinking, Holland, Spain, France, and then maybe a couple of others, and then obviously in England, Portugal. I thought were a bit unlucky, but I see why they didn't get through. But for me,
Mm.
these two here, Italy,
Russ,
stunning.
yeah, Russ, are they the best
England,
two
stunning.
shirts of the tournament for you?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's so hard to choose. It's just, yeah, I'm really struggling there, to be honest.
The
Um,
argument that's going on in my head is that with everything that we've argued for these shirts coming up to this moment, the Italy shirt is simplicity. It's just beautiful. It's so simple. It's so basic, but it's absolutely borderline perfect the way they've done it. The England shirt to the
I mean,
in that shirt, you can't see the
sorry, go on.
details. The details in that
No,
English shirt you can't see through that picture, but the more research we've done, Dan has it there, for example, you can see the bit of the jacquard, the little hidden details in that English shirt. It might look simple on the eye, but the little details it has, including the red number set, the red name set, it makes it a very, very tough battle. That's where my head's at.
yeah, for me, it's Italian panache against English grit.
Beautifully
It's
put, absolutely.
it's it's, uh, just so tough, isn't it?
Very tough, very tough. I mean, I would say as well, I think Italy could probably have gone with the black version of the goalkeeper kit in this instance. I think it's there to maybe come out white numbers in that classic Italian style. Always known for the darker kits, but then the grey goes back to the
I
Dino
think
Zoffs
I
and
love the
your
grey.
Walter Zingers. Italy have always had a good grey goalkeeper kit. You will go back to like 60s, 70s. It's always been their goalkeeper colour kits, and maybe actually we're saying why they've gone grey. It is actually very much their traditional colour keeper kit. This is, cracking battle. Fuck. I've got the Italy long sleeve here. I prefer it because I like the finish on the arm, as opposed to maybe the length of the elbow cut on the Italy kit. If we're going to be hypercritical,
I'm not going to judge it on what's been worn in these pictures. I'm going to judge it. I've seen the both shirts in long sleeve. I've seen them both in short sleeve. I've seen them with the numbers. I've seen them with the patches. So I'm going because these obviously this game never happened. So these lineups of these two teams would never have been used in this game. So it's I can't judge it off the pictures used here. I'm judging obviously using the pictures as an indicator. But then I've also seen, I don't think there's an Italian long sleeve in there, but I've seen an Italian long sleeve. So
yeah, it's a different. I'm not saying it's a different beast, but it's the one thing that I always sort of wish they'd done is just take the sleeve up by about, even like an inch and a half.
I can see it on Totti and Maldini there. What your point?
Yeah, it's just that little bit, such a fraction amount too long for me. And I think it would just cut and fit on the arm that real nice. It would have really given them that look. But we're this is where you're struggling. England have got that bit of attention maybe to the sleeve by having the blue sleeve cuff. It's not just a sleeve cuff. It's actually a two-stage elastic where you've got a white that's sort of and it's actually textured. So it's not just a colour split. It's actually like a physical ridging to come out for the white element. Um, in terms of comfort, England probably is a little bit more comfortable for me and you to wear because we're Joe Blogs. But for the players, as someone on the pitch, I imagine the England shirt was actually quite heavy, whereas the Italy shirt is just like,
Mm.
I've got
This is
the long sleeve Italy, and it's lighter than the England short sleeve to lift up.
what colour was worn on the? Did England have numbers on their shorts?
Yes, they
This is the
did.
kind
They
of
were white
what
numbers, I
Yeah,
believe.
or white numbers.
I believe
yeah.
they were white,
Okay.
which is quite an interesting contrast because red
Yeah.
wouldn't have shown up, I don't think, on the navy.
No,
So I
I
think you
agree.
needed
Is
the
it
white.
is it going to come down to that pocket to keep your extras in though on the shorts?
Could do. I mean, I don't know what the searching procedures were like in Charleroi, Russ, but it could have been a deal breaker.
Mm, yeah. I'll tell you
For
what. I think for me, Italy have had far more greater kits than England have. Period. You've obviously had the Dramberg Nike stuff, the Diodora, and now the Kappa stuff. And for me personally, I think is this one of England's greatest kits out of the lot.
For
Yeah.
audio
I just
listeners,
think it's a
you need to head over to YouTube to see this battle because
Yeah.
as much as we've tried to talk it up and do it justice, it's honestly
uh,
we've got the three of us, all of our heads are in our hands, just stroking our chins, going, yeah, it's
I'll
tense.
tell you what, from a shirt collector's point of view, and someone who likes something that's beautiful from a distance and beautiful far away, as visionary and as stunning in its simplicity, in its complete detachment from its peers, the Italy shirt would be the winner. But as a shirt collector who likes to have something for yourself close
uh,
up, this shirt was built for today's camera quality of 4K, the England kit, because it's got so much detail packed into it. It's so subtle. Whereas the Italy kit is what it is. Like you say, it's more like a uniform. And maybe its simplicity and its minimalism actually possibly makes it lose out because there's that lack of they're striving for such minimalism that they maybe have actually not included anything or not enough stuff in a certain way. Maybe this England kit is incredible in hand.
are they thinking, Dan, that the players that are wearing the Italy kit are gods? You're talking
Yeah,
Maldini, Nesta. They're not sounding gay or anything, but they're good-looking blokes. Look tanned. Have they made that kit where they know them players are going to project it into brilliance?
well, it's the
Because this.
combat, isn't it? And it's in that you remember the marketing shot, the famous marketing shot that Kappa put out of Kappa Combat. You've got Russell Crowe as Gladiator coming out this year, and you had the guy in the model in the Italy kit with like pretty much the Gladiator helmet on, with combat underneath, and it was all there really. This is so hard. I think we might have to. I'll have to split it because this hits all of my. This is its other than a pattern shirt with incredible surface pattern design, which was actually very much lacking in this year's in Euro 2000. There was very little. It was all about tailoring and cuts and fabric. There was very little surface pattern design. And France probably had the most outlandish surface pattern with a stripe on it. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a detracted tournament for that. Maybe I can't pick between the two. They're just two perfect, beautiful shirts in their own way. They excel unbelievably at what they set out to do. England went for a rich, textured, brilliantly detailed, subtle, elegant, well tailored, beautiful shirt. Italy went for they just reinvented football shirts in one go. fuck me. This is, this is
Is,
tough.
are you completely on the fence, Dan? You don't know which way you're going.
I mean, okay, let's look at the goalkeeper kit. That goalkeeper kit for me is a very forgettable goalkeeper kit. It's basically a Umbro template with an England badge on it. I personally remember just not liking the fact David Seaman was still in goal at that time. I just felt he would, after '98, he should have maybe walked away. Who knows? It was sort of the last knock into Seaman. Then you've got that Toldo kit, and it's just repeating the same thing as the Italy home kit. Beautiful, traditional. The numbers on black, the black shorts. Maybe that does just edge out the Italy kit. Then you got the numbers. Oh, mate, I think I'm gonna have to go split this.
Russell, do you know where? Do you have an answer in your head, or?
Oh, it's just so hard, isn't it? I kind of think as great as Italy's kit is, and it is, and yeah, it's just godlike. And there's Adonis's wearing it, and football gods wearing it. I just think the England kit's got a little bit more going on. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the Italy kit, I think even if you added something else on it like match details or whatever, it wouldn't look right. I think where the England's one, they've made the number pop. There's the sleeve tapering, the jacquard bands thing going on the front, and there's long sleeve and short sleeve on display. I just think, for me, I'd probably lean towards England on this occasion.
Wow!
As much as I like Italy's, and another thing is, you've got that all important pocket on your shorts, and I do remember at the time that the England shirt, the size fitted everybody, so you wouldn't be going buying a Kappa one and thinking, I need triple XL to fit a large or something, So from a fan's point of view, and like you said, Jake, you like to wear your shirts, so do I. I think there's more options with the England one. So yeah, maybe I'm leaning towards that.
Yeah.
Is that one? Can we confirm that's 1-0 England then, Russ?
Yeah, I'm going to stick 1-0 down there.
I just think of one other thing, like, we take it for granted, it's the Italy kit and it's about the design of the fabric. Obviously, they still have the FIGC badge of the time that's still on the. So if I get out, here's the walk-on jacket, and it's got the classic Italy badge on there that they had going into, ever since '92, they had that badge on their shirts. So maybe, I think, you've got, and then all of a sudden you get this complete attachment to having the classic Italia crest. Not only that, it's just the flag. It's the Scudetto Italia. It's all in gold braid. It looks, from what was they had in '98, which was just a template. Kappa give them something that's completely their own thing here. It's just such a classic. It's a throwback and it's the future at the same time. It's just genius. I think there's like the kit lover and the kit designer in me, and I'm just thinking, what?
Yeah, I'm.
What do you think, Jay?
I'm really stuck, mate. If I'm being honest with you, because in my mind, in my head, my heart and my head is saying the Italy shirt, but I also personally, I couldn't wear it. Well, I could, but would it look as good as it does on me? Well, it's a definite no. It definitely wouldn't look as good as me as it does on those players there. But there's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I look at the English shirt and I can say I really like it. It's really nice. I can describe all the things that are so good about it. But the Italy shirt, it just almost, I don't know, there's just something special about it. I don't know if it's because of the players that are in the picture wearing it. You get that, don't like the word, but the aura, you know, you get that, the play, like you saying, like the footballing gods wearing it. I've said before, it looks like a uniform. It looks battle ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it before I'm going to say it before I change my mind. I'm going Italy. It's just something. I think the English shirt is really nice. I think it's. I said before it's almost, but I think there's other shirts that are quite similar to it, have the same effect. But that Italy shirt, I don't know if it's just because it's the players wearing it, but it's just so. There's just something about it. It really stands out to me. And for a final losing set of shirts to be so popular still in the modern day, that I think it's testament to the shirt. So I'm going Italy 1-1. Good luck, Dan.
Part of me
No
wants
pressure.
To send this to no, part of me wants to send this to extra time, to be honest. But then I think if I did that, I wouldn't. I think that's almost a no contest. Not no contest. It's a tight one, but you know what? I feel like the fact that Italy put that extra attention into the keeper kit as well. I think this is some of Umbro's best and most understated work they've ever done. It's a shirt that doesn't get enough credit, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And they've almost designed a perfect shirt. They've done nothing wrong. It's brilliant. But Italy it's just genius. It's just brilliant. It's just, you know, it's so bold.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to ask you. I want to ask you a question. I don't want to sound like this is weird because it's just a football shirt, but is there something about it that I don't know? It just you can't describe. You just can't describe what it is, but you see it and you are just like.
I think the big thing for me is I'm a massive fan of it, like you, Jake, and I think it's just a iconic shirt. But I think the fact that they've got more or less model-like people wearing it, it just gives it that edge. I mean, could you imagine, Rooney wearing it or Luke Shaw, somebody like that,
Harry Maguire.
you just, it's like I don't know.
It's Gary Neville's Gary Neville's there, short sleeves, and he looks like someone who's just like
David Beckham long sleeves as well.
David Beckham looks unreal. David Beckham in that Italy kit.
Oh yeah, I think Beckham looks right off.
Yeah, I think Phil Neville just. It's annoying. He's robbing the long sleeves as well. I think England created something absolutely brilliant. You know, but that Italy thing is just. I think maybe Italy just
the pocket on the shorts that done it for me.
if you honestly, when I go watch, I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna go Italy because of it is simplistic. I don't wear this. I never wear this ever. I actually need it in like a size and a half bigger. You know what I mean? Like almost this is XXL and it's still a little bit tight. I would probably need it in triple XL. The England shirt, I actually wear that all the time, and the shorts. The home shirt, I actually wear this home shirt for almost. I'm not saying all England tournament football that I watch, but a lot of it.
Yeah,
because it's great. It's fucking invincible. You can just wash it again and again. You know, it really is a shirt to be looked at, a shirt to be worn, and a shirt to see on TV. But we've got a long way around the houses to just say the most visionary shirt of the tournament is the best shirt of the tournament. I think Italy get it just.
Just to add on to the final point there, I think if I had both shirts, I wouldn't wear the Italy shirt for two reasons. One, I couldn't pull it off, and 2,
Mm.
I'd be absolutely frightened to death of anything happening to it, of ruining it or something like that. I think it's that special. I wouldn't want to wear it. Even if I could pull it off, I wouldn't want to wear it just in case something happened to it.
What if we did go to extra time on this, and we got the away kits out?
I think that Italy away shirt mops the floor with the England away shirt. Absolutely.
It's not. It's a very good England shirt, but I feel it's quite easy to sort of take apart.
Yeah, I wouldn't have spent 15 minutes in my own head debating the Italy away shirt versus the England away shirt. I think it would have been over in
10,
it's
15 a lovely
seconds.
shirt. It's got that. What's it? The Form UV technology. I think it's the Sport Wool, isn't it? That Man United had. So just there.
I remember that being really heavy.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, if we sent this to extra time, theoretically, Italy's bench is not even stronger. It's probably their bench is stronger than their home kit. So
definitely,
I think Italy just win this, because if we did try and take it to extra time, it would be a waste of time.
Wow. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah, Italy win it.
So who would have thought that the shirt that me and Dan have spent 10-15 minutes of each shirts versus boots 5 warm-up show saying is one of the best shirts ever has won the tournament. So there we have it, confirmed. Your Euro 2000 shirt tournament, the kit-off, whatever you want to call it. Your winners are the beaten finalists in real life, the Italians. Lads, we have been going for 1 hour 45, so we will try wrap this up as quickly as possible. But can we choose quickly? No, I know it might be a bit of a debate, but can we choose a winner between the home and away? Because for me, I think, yes, they belong to the same country, the same team, but I believe they are probably the best 2 shirts of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the away kit. I
think I'm going to go for. I think I'm going to go for the white one.
The white one.
Just.
Yeah, same here. I'm going for that and all. Just too good. I just think it's just because it's the all white as well. They got to war against France, and done. Incredible.
I'll give my little consolation goal to the blue shirt. Just the Italians in blue. It's just special, and that. But honestly, those 2 shirts, just Dan, we've spent we've spent probably nearly an hour over these episodes, over these shirt versus boot warm up chats, talking about those 2 shirts. Ridiculous, probably too much. So I'm actually not surprised. I am a bit surprised. I thought there was some sneaky shirts in that tournament that could have, pipped them, but that England shirt ran it really close. It was really close. But like I say, you just look at both of the shirts. You just look at it and you go, bit of shirt history there, a bit of kit history.
Yeah.
Not just the shirt, it's the whole kit. Even the goal, we're giving points to goalkeeper shirts, which obviously, if you're Al Shaw and people like that who love their goalkeeper shirts, then you take that into your factor. But normally for me, goalkeeper shirts, I don't think that much of. But for me to mention them, they are it's just a special group of shirts and kits all around. The Italians do it right.
And on top of that,
100% agree.
You've got on top of that, you've got the walkout gear. You've got the stadium jacket. You've got the raincoat, which I've got here if you want me to pull that out. It's some of the most stunning pitch gear you could ever have. And I think they absolutely wiped the floor with France, England, anyone else's off-field gear. Spain's was very good because of the job Adidas did with the colourways for Spain. But I don't think anyone comes near really Italy's whole setup. I mean, that's the walkout jacket.
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's probably one of the most desirable walkout jackets in existence, I'd say. It's almost more as iconic as the shirt. This is the This is the rain jacket, the weatherproof.
It's actually
Fuck off cap
unfair.
on the back.
It's unfair, is
Italia.
what it is.
Yeah, I think if you start going into that and the whole package, I've got this is the goalkeeper kit up here, so I'll bring this down. So this is the green goalkeeper kit you didn't see much of.
Oh, not even that.
You know, this pops. This absolutely pops. This green is absolutely luxurious. You've got the goalkeeper shirt. That's the great one. You know, black.
I'm looking at it now, and it's just a green and grey shirt with an Italian badge on. The Kappa manufacturer logo is not even on the front of the shirt; it's on the arm. But this, I don't know. It's just so good.
I think that was. I think that was also Kappa's boom time as well, because after that tournament, Roma went on to win Serie A in the Kappa as well. And I think, again, that propelled around the world, and everyone was, Totti headband and Del Vecchio and all the rest of it. And again, people had the same problem. Looks fantastic on the players, but then you're buying a triple XL to wear,
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I do remember going into what was probably like JD Sports back then, and it was obviously the tournament. I just remember seeing this kit, and it just blew my mind. The texture of it, and it felt my hand, and this elastic feel. And this geezer cut to us. And he's like, "Oh, don't spend any money in here. They got the same looking thing over the road for like 10 quid in some knockoff shop." And I think he was like the father of the guy who owned the shop, walking around JD Sports, telling people to go next door. And it was just like, but again, it was just this super stretchy Italia shirt that was next door for a tenner. So I had that as well. And I just remember it just felt different. It just felt as if you had to be in good nick. Yeah, definitely. It wasn't one for the the fans. It was purely for the players. So maybe there's a bit of a distraction there, but look at that. Who cares?
I think worthy winners, but England give it their best shot.
Yeah. I think 2-1 in the fight. I think 2-1 is a very fair result.
And it's a very tight game. That was it. Yeah. If it went to extra time, it would have been a straight walkover, really. So you've got to remember that England's away kit was good, but not great.
No, nothing. The Italy home and away shirt with two very close competitors. England home is miles better than the away shirt, in my personal opinion. So,
yeah, it's a shame actually. England didn't just have a straight reverse of the home kit.
That would have been interesting, wouldn't
it? Well, imagine this. Just to say, imagine this kit, this exact template, or this exact one that they had. Now, just quickly change the collar to white with a little blue, like piping line there, or white with a secondary red one. Red shirt, white Umbro, England badge with a white border. White numbers popping off it. Instead, they went for this sort of, well, everyone calls it like the rugby shirt, don't they? That's sort of feel it's got. Whereas I feel if you had a direct switch of this, you had the sort of like a candy red Umbro tape going down the sleeve. I think it'd be a little bit of a different story. And maybe it was just Umbro trying to be a bit too clever at the time. They wanted to try and push the sport wall. They wanted to keep the Vapor Tech going, and it sort of maybe missed the trick there. But that's, and obviously, I don't know. You ever seen the blue training kit that was out at the same time? You ever seen that T-shirt?
I can't think of it off the top of my head now.
Oh, I don't know.
It's exactly the same as the home kit. The England badge is smaller. It's just the training top, and it's in light blue. Some people go, "Oh, it's the third kit from 2000." It's not. It's a fucking training top. So if you see, it's a training top. No, what this shit winds me up. They did it in Sky Blue. People are like, "Oh, it's the third kit." It's a very sought after piece. Not very many were made. And it's lovely. It's in the same. And I think you could have done like a matching set of 3 in this tournament, and they didn't go down that route, which is a shame. They I think Umbro sort of maybe did us dirty on the away and the possible third kits. And the keeper kit was just a template, which is another boo boo. Boo boo.
Wow. Wow, lads,
Brilliant, there we go.
we spent nearly 2 hours, maybe I think possibly 5 hours deciding who wins Euro 2000 if it was based on the shirt, and it is the beaten finalists in real life Italy who take the tournament. We've been joined in the first part of the show was by Woody, who did the first 12 group games, Trev in the second second lot of group games, but we have been joined this week by Russell, who has been absolutely brilliant. Russell, for the listeners and the watchers, where can they find yourself on Instagram to see yourself and your shirts?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram only, and it's at Chenery Russell, and my profile picture is the footballing god Margot van Basten.
Wow. Beautiful, mate.
Good
Thank you
man.
so much for taking maybe a bit more time than we all anticipated, but I hope it's been worth it, and it's been a pleasure having you on, mate.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I know Dan very well as top man, and you're a lovely fella too, Jake. So thanks for having me on, and yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Oh,
No,
mate, honestly,
it's a pleasure, Russ.
it's been an absolute honour and a pleasure having you on, mate. Dan, before you
Yep.
plug yourself and I plug myself, where can people find all the info for Shirts vs Boots 5?
Yep, Shirts vs Boots 5, AVC Heracles in the Netherlands, in Almelo. 14th of June, Saturday 14th of June, 12 o'clock doors, 3 p.m. kickoff, and that is at _shirt_vs_boots. And that's the same for Instagram and also on TikTok. So I don't know what's going on TikTok. I'll leave the kids to it. They run riot. So that's all on there. Basically, yeah, go on there for info. This year is obviously the 25th anniversary of Euro 2000. Hence, we are doing a Euro 2000 themed event with loads of stuff planned. We've got the referees' outfits from 2000. We've got the flags behind me. This is the official Dutch Euro 2000 flag. We've got people in like stewards' outfits. We've got the Euro 2000 balls. We've got prizes are all sort of loads of 2000s shaped prizes. All the music's going to be like it's going to basically be the Euro 2000 soundtrack. I've got a PS1 that's going to be playing Euro 2000, UEFA Euro 2000 on at the pit launch party on the Friday night. And then they'll give that away as a raffle prize. So a full PS1 with original one with controllers and everything in the game. So loads of stuff. Charity raffle, brilliant. Come along, great crack. You'll really enjoy it. And also free match day program, which will include a certain Russ Cheneri's rundown of an Englishman in Amsterdam, let's say, as he runs down the tournament from a fan's perspective.
And mate, and
We've already
heard a little snippet of Russ in that tournament in this episode, so I cannot wait to read some of that input he's going to put into that program. That's going to be absolutely class.
No, pleasure, mate. That's going to be good. Thank you very much, Russ. And thanks very much, Jake, for putting on an incredible kit tournament.
We might have to do something else, another one. I've really enjoyed doing this, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So you can find that. Dan, did you plug your shirt hits the fan or not? I can't remember.
No, don't worry about that. It's shirt hits the fan 83 on Instagram, but who cares? Maybe we should do a team of the tournament. Euro 2000 team of the tournament.
We'll discuss.
Yeah,
so,
maybe. Watch this space.
Just to round up and finish on what Dan said, obviously follow Shirts vs Boots on Instagram and on that TikTok, as the kids call it, even though I'm on there. But all the stuff that goes through, all the work behind the scenes is mental. And like I said on other past episodes, I went last year in Bootle, and I'm going again this year. But this one just seems special. It seems like a total level up, and last year's was incredible in itself. So please do all you can to attend. But
thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for listening and watching to us three and to the past episode. It's been an absolute honour and a pleasure. And we'll catch you again soon. But please make sure to get yourself down to AVC Hercules in June for Shirts versus Boots. Cheers, lads. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening.
Thank you.
Bye.